I'm back, y'all. Yes, took a little hiatus. Had homecoming, get homecoming week at Tennessee State University. Man, we had a great time, man. Just got my voice back. I'm back. You know what's back though? NVO. And what's not back? Those BBLs y'all doing. You know why? Because it's a way to lose some weight safely without having to go into the knife. So we're going to talk about that and talk about what stock you might want to look into if you're trying to lose weight, get that weight down, and get those painful profits up. But let's go. Before we start though, like always, like, subscribe, share to our channel as we continue to grow our YouTube channel. Also check us out on Painful Profits as we almost at 11,000 followers. Oh boy, great. And as y'all know, I'm looking around. What I'm looking around for? Why am I looking around? Because I found my book. Yes, The Relaxed Investor, bestseller, international bestseller. I had a speaking engagement today, actually, man, based off the book. So we are rocking and rolling. But let's get to how we can lose some weight and have the weight in our pockets go up.
Coming out from Goldman Sachs saying that they think the total addressable market globally by 2030 could be $100 billion in sales.
Wow. $100 billion in sales, y'all. Come on. $100 billion just from the weight loss. Man, Jenny Craig is like, oh, I wish. Weight Watchers, oh, y'all better not get in that stock right now, y'all. You better short Weight Watchers.
That's up from $6 billion this year.
$6 billion in 2023 to $100 billion. Man, goodness gracious, that's 6x, man. Whew. And Jimmy Christmas in 7 years. I can't talk right now. Wow.
They're saying 15 million U.S. adults could be on those drugs by 2030. That's about a 13% penetration for the U.S. adult population of people that are not on those drugs for diabetes. Some pretty eye-popping numbers in here.
It's crazy because, you know, the drug was made for diabetes, right? It's supposed to be used to help diabetes. No. Individuals who took it said, man, helps my diabetes, but what it really helps? It helps my weight loss. And we're actually seeing a whole bunch of fake drugs as well that say they're them, to the point that they have to make disclaimers on what's real and what's fake. So y'all need to watch out, my profiteers.
Also, one of them being just the overall projection of how many people globally are going to be obese, a number that shocked me in there. Over half of the world population is projected to be obese.
Come on, y'all. Over half the world's population is going to be obese. Come on, man. Now, listen. I'm a wannabe vegetarian, so I cannot talk. I'm a vegetarian like every 2 months for about 3 weeks, and then it's something about that salmon. It's something about that grilled chicken that gets me. So who am I to talk when I'm often on a diet every 2 months? But we got to do better as a society. Got to do better.
By 2030, so that's sort of where they're...
She looked perplexed. She's like, what? Not me?
Building the case for these drugs are just going to be heavily used, again, as more clearance comes for them as well.
I mean, the WHO noting that obesity has nearly tripled worldwide since 1975.
Now, why is that? Why is it that obesity has tripled since 1975? Well, I'm a gamer, so I think it might have something to do with video games. Now, of course, now with video games, we have more mobile devices and not consoles, so that helps. But man, we like our shows. We like to sit down and chill. Now on our phones, we can sit down, so we like sitting down. Plus, I sound like an old man right now. I'm in my 40s, y'all, early 40s. I ain't old, but kids ain't outside no more, man. They inside playing video games, socializing virtually. When I was a kid, we went outside. We played football on the street, which was so dumb. I got so many bruises on my elbows, on my knees from falling, playing football in the street. Who does that? Anyways, playing basketball at parks. Now, you don't see kids out like that no more. So if they're not exercising, they're not moving, they're getting bigger. We know processed foods is definitely taking over like it should not. And that leads to so many people being obese, half of the population.
I mean, you think about that. You think about people living longer and the access to some of these drugs. Goldman estimates that people will be on the drug for 12 months. I don't know, guys. I don't know if you think that's...
Listen, they are not going to be on that drug for 12 months. They are going to be using it, losing weight, and they're going to stay on it. Because once they get off, when that rate goes back up, you got to haggle with the doctor. I got diabetes again. Do you really have diabetes? I don't know. Ain't nobody going to do that. They're going to stay on the drug. They're going to maybe lessen their doses, but they are going to, if I could talk, man, they're going to try to be skinny. And I mean, who doesn't, right? We look at Instagram, we look at everything, like people want to be slim. Not saying it's right, not saying it's wrong, but ain't nobody going to be on that drug for 12 months.
Too low, too high?
There's just mixed reporting out there on it, right? There are some reports, we quoted one in our article from UC Health that says you have to be on it forever. Once you're on it, you would, in theory, put on more weight if you were to come off the drug. So if you wanted to maintain whatever that figure is, or
I'm sure there's...
Am I a conspiracy theorist, y'all? I was thinking to myself, why would a drug company have you be on a drug to get off? They want you to stay on as long as possible. They want you to actually be dependent on that drug. So that makes total sense when they say that you have to be on it forever. Now, again, it might be lower dosage. It might be instead of taking it 3 times a day, taking it 2 or 1 times a day. But ain't no medication you're going to be taking. And you're going to stop taking it? How does a drug company make money? They spend all that money advertising so you can get on it. You think they're going to have you get off of it as well? I don't think so.
Some people, though, that would want try and do a quick fix, go on it, lose the weight, and see if they can maintain it.
Ain't no quick fix when it comes to weight gain. We eats, mans. We eats.
Yeah.
I don't know how sustainable
just
that is.
skimming through that big report talking about how there's there's 2 issues, right? People with bad lifestyle and people that have genetic disorders, right? So the people with genetic disorders.
Big bone. Is that a real thing? I'm big bone. I heard that so much. I'm big boned. It might be a real thing. I don't know. Who knows?
Maybe it makes more sense for them to do something like this. Do a poor lifestyle. Come on. Like, what are we doing here? Like, eat better, exercise more. You look at old pictures from like the 20s and 30s. No one's overweight. Everyone's like pretty skinny back then because you weren't.
Also, because they had to walk everywhere, right? It's so convenient now between mass transit, getting our car, Uber, Lyft. Like, I remember when I was in high school, I was 16, 17 years old. I played sports, like, in the summertime or downtime, like, I worked. Like, I was Calvin flipping burgers at McDonald's and at Burger King, too. Like, I was a burger flipper. Flipper. Now, I actually I don't own it all, but I'm an investor in a private company called Miso that actually does automatic flipping burgers and fries for you. So it's like a full circle type of thing. So check out Miso, M-I-S-O. Check it out. It's a private company. We have our 3rd round of investors early next year. So pretty cool. Anyways, though, but I walked. I definitely got my walk on. Like, I had to walk, maybe a mile and a half, sometimes 2 miles when I worked at Burger King. Like, it was like a half an hour walk, right? To and from. That was exercise right there. You ain't seeing no kids walking to work now. They get Uber, their parents taking them. Like, it's just different. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, in the 20s, a lot of things were different in the 20s. But it's 100 years later, player.
Eating a lot of processed foods. I know I'm not on a soapbox here.
Too. I mean,
I'm on a soapbox here, but like that stat of 51% of people are going to be overweight globally by 2030. It's at 38% right now, or 2020. Even that seems really high.
It feels like we have time to fix that. Right?
Yeah, we don't need to.
You would hope, right?
If you need a fix. Oh, Blackstreet.
I mean, Goldman Sachs is infamous for putting out that note a few years ago, like, talking about how, like, is curing disease bad for business for big pharma?
Oh, Goldman Sachs. Is curing disease bad for big pharma? Of course it is. That's why they do not want you to get off the drug, and they're going to make sure that you stay on that drug. But what drug company, Ozempic, is making the most money on weight loss right now? Let's look at the charts. So, my profiteers, who is making money off of Ozempic? Novo Nordisk. And are they getting to the bag? Yes. People who have diabetes, happy with them. People that are trying to lose weight, very happy with them. Why? because they're losing weight. And if we invest in that stock, our pockets getting a little bit fat. How fat is they, Mario? Well, let's look here. July 2018 to today, we are talking about 5 years. That is a 400% gain. What's that mean for my pockets? Look at the charts. We had 100 grand, just a little light 100 grand, slight work, 450 in 5 years. Oh man, what's that? 90% a year for 5 years. And look at this, my profiteers. We are at $24,000. Don't seem like that much, huh? $1,000, and now in 5 years is 24,000. That is actually very, very, very good. Take it a step though. 10 grand. Now we're getting to the money. 10 grand is now almost $250,000. So profiteers, I would definitely say a stock that is growing, killing the stock market. Stock market's nowhere near 450% of the past 5 years. Man, it takes the stock market dang near 30 years to make 450, right? It doubles every 8 years. Come on, y'all. So with that type of growth, is it a buy or is it not a buy? Well, of course, I'm a certified financial planner for my over 900 clients worldwide. On these YouTube streets, it's up to you. From a risk standpoint, it kind of is high, right? The thought process is we buy low and sell high. So we're buying this at a high. Buying it now, if we kind of scroll up, I mean, literally, it's almost at its all-time high. It's all-time high at $104 a share. It's at 101. Client came to me and said, hey, Mario, I want to buy this. I would probably say client is other things out there that might be the biggest bang for your buck. Now, over the long term, especially if we go from a 38% now of people overweight to 50%, and this drug 6X, then this stock is probably going to be about a $400 stock in the year 2030. A $400 stock, that's up another 200%, my profiteers. So we had 10,000, it was 240,000, and now that 240,000 is 1.8 million. We feel very good about this stock. So might want to stay away from it today. It's kind of high. But if you do want to get into the healthcare industry, might be a stock that you want to look into. And my profiteers, the ETF or exchange traded fund is CURE. CURE. Now, from a risk standpoint, it's a riskier investment because it does 3 times what healthcare does. If the healthcare sector goes up by 1%, you make 3%. Healthcare sector goes up by 10%, you make 30%. On the flip side, healthcare sector goes down by 10%, you lose 30%. So very, very volatile and a riskier type of investment. But if a person believes over the next 10 years, healthcare is going to grow like crazy, and they think that it will not go down in flames, and they're okay with the ups and downs along the way, might be something to look at, right? And as we can see, as we make it a little bit bigger so we can see just a little bit, right? It's down. To get back to where it was, though, that is a 76% return. So where it was January 22, getting back is a 76% return, right? So 76%, pretty good. Let's say it takes 3. Now I don't think it's gonna be 3 years. I think the market's gonna recover closer to 2 years to 3 years. Let's say by the end of 2026 it recovers, and you make 76%. Is that bad? My profiteers, of course not. That is a 25% return a year for 3 years when the market averages about 10%. So you're more than doubling the stock market. So again, if you think long-term, healthcare is the way to go, you want to be more aggressive, CURE is what you might want to look into. So there you have it, profiteers. Hopefully that helps, but comment below. Ozempic, good idea, bad idea. Have you used it? Did you buy a fake one from Amazon? And what you think about healthcare going forward? I know one thing, my voice is getting back from homecoming. We're going to keep this thing moving. As always, love is love. Let's make some paper profits together, y'all. Peace.
just wanna get paid. Tired of making the money mistakes. Make a payment on your bills and you still late. Yeah, pay for profits to help you seek change. And you just wanna get paid. Yeah, tired of making the money mistakes. Make a payment on your bills and you still late. Pay for profits to help you seek change. Yeah, cut the show and just listen. You wanna feel empowered by making money decisions. Residual by the hours can get you a better living. Bitch at the check, you knowing it could be different. You knowing.